So in this lesson, we'll start making our photo walk plan. We'll start thinking about where we want to go, why we want to go there, and start thinking about the pictures we'd like to take. So because this kind of photography really is just like a hobby, I like to try and squeeze it in any kind of free time I have. So what I'll often try and do is plan these photo walks around maybe social engagements, or if I'm meeting friends for lunch or something. What I'll do is I'll look on Google Maps and find somewhere that's maybe a 2 to 3 hour walk away, leave early, and just explore that part of London on foot with my camera. So although there is a kind of element of chance or luck when it comes to getting pictures you're happy with, I do think you can give yourself a bit of an advantage by thinking a bit more about where you want to walk, maybe thinking about some kind of points of interest along the way, just doing a bit of research on the internet as to what's going on in that area, when things are going on. There are things you can do and things you can think about to increase your chances of getting good photographs, I think. So to do this, I like to make myself a little plan. I often save it in the notes section on my phone. However, I often like to make the actual initial plan on my computer at home and keep a little list. So I've put together this little document of the things I like to look for when I'm thinking about where I'm going to go on a photo walk. So this is a little rough plan of what I want to look for, what the weather's doing, the area I'm going to go to. So I've made a little list of points to check, and I'm just going to do a bit of research online and have a little look at what I want to do. So for this photo walk, I know I'm going to be around the kind of London Fields, Broadway Market, Hackney area. So I've gone onto Google Maps and I'm just having a look at what's going on. So I can see we actually have the park of London Fields. We've got London Fields Overground Station. We've got Broadway Market, and there's also the canal running through as well. So there's loads going on. I really like taking pictures around stations as well because there's always some quite interesting, bold, bright colours. There's always people there. There's often things going on. So I'm going to add London Field Station to my start point. And then I think because we've got Broadway Market south of that, we've got the canal, I might add Regent's Canal as my endpoint, so I'm going on a short walk for this photo walk. I'm not a fair weather photographer, so to speak, but I do like to have an idea of what the weather's doing just to mostly prepare how I'm going to dress. If I look at Google and just have a look at what the weather's doing, it is going to be raining the time we're going to do it, but that's fine. I'm just going to make a note, potential rain. Nearby stations and bus routes, I've said obviously we've got London Field Station. Are there any other stations nearby that I could stop off? There is Cambridge Heath nearby. We may not have time to look at that, but I'll just make a note of it as well. I really like taking pictures at stations just because they're often quite open spaces, so the light hits them for quite a long time. You have a nice flow of people. They can just be quite interesting places to take photographs. And I also like to just look on Time Out and other websites like that just to see what's going on in the area. So every week I go on Time Out's website and see they have a section of what's going on in London this weekend. And I just kind of have a look and have a scroll through it and see what is actually happening. So quite often you'll see that there's a dog show going on, or some kind of protest or some kind of events. Websites like Time Out are a really great way to see what is happening in London and maybe just thinking about this in your walk plan. Something else I like to do is just keeping an eye on general points of interest. So we have Broadway Market, of course, so I will include that as well. We have the canal itself. We have Regent's Canal. I'm actually going to have a look on Street View and see if there's any other specific points of interest that I can have a look at. So I'm going to drag it over. Probably have a look down Broadway Market because I know that's quite an interesting street. So you can see we have some really interesting shop fronts on Broadway Market as well. So I love the orange and the green here. This lovely cafe here. So we've got really nice looking cafes. Oh, I really love this Broadway Wines shop front as well, and this sign as well. I'll just make a note to maybe just keep an eye out for shop fronts. Broadway Wines, and then cafes as well. Yeah, there's so much going on down Broadway markets. There's great potential for photographs. I'm also going to try and keep in mind somewhere I can take a shot with a reflection in. I think reflections are a great way to add depth to a photograph. I will just make a note to use windows for reflections. Day of the week, we're doing this on a Tuesday. Time of day, we're going to do it in the morning. An advantage of doing this in the morning is we have a good flow of people going to work. We might have some very nice light. Light in the morning is often my favourite kind of light to take photographs in. It can create some interesting shadows and nice contrast. There's often maybe sometimes some quite nice haze, specifically in the autumn, which can add an atmosphere or a mood to your photographs as well. Day of the week being a Tuesday, we probably have people going to work, so maybe we have just a flow of people that live in the area. I do often like to take pictures on the weekend as well, because that's often when the areas are busiest. Things to bring: bottle of water, make sure the battery on your phone is charged, and some comfortable shoes. And obviously it is looking like it's going to rain, so I'm going to add umbrella on there as well, just in case. So this gives you an idea of the plan I want to make, the kind of points I want to see along the way. You can see on this street there's so much going on. We're going to go right down to the canal itself as well and see what's going on the canal. I think this gives us a great opportunity to maybe look for some reflections, maybe some street scenes with people. We can maybe hone in and make some more detailed shots using the kind of telephoto lens on my mobile phone. So we've put together a rough plan on the computer. What I will do is I'll transfer this onto my phone, probably in the notes section of my phone, so I have this with me on the day. So for many years, photography for me has been trying to squeeze in taking photographs as and when I can. And I think planning it like this, if you have a finite amount of time, it's a great way to kind of get the most out of it, I think. So just thinking about it in this way, I find is really helpful. I think it just increases your chances of getting a picture you're pleased with. So now we've made our photo walk plan, and we're going to start thinking about taking the photographs for our final project. So in the next lesson, I'm going to begin by taking a photograph for our street scene.